Okay, this is the third one today, but it's an important one because there are so many people that are so confused and they all want to separate God to the way they understand Him. But let me explain something to you. As Jesus told you, in the beginning I was in my Father was in me, and we are one. Well, we're all that way. In the beginning, we are in our Father. Our Father's energy is in us, and we are one. It was that statement that made people divide and try to figure, well, then he must be saying he's God. He's a part of God. He's an important part of God. He loves the Father. He understood what the Father was and what he was doing. You say you're a Christian? Well, what I can tell you is, before I was, I am. After I am no longer here, I am. I always will be. Because before I was in my Father. My Father was in me, and we are one. That was what Jesus wanted you to understand and to learn and love each other, so that you would love each other as yourselves. What he did was pay the price of sin for you, only so that you could forgive yourself, so that you could re-enter and reintegrate and not be separate from the Father. When the Father told Moses, when Moses asked him, "Who do I tell Pharaoh sent me?" the Father told him, "Tell him this, I am that I am." You can't comprehend me, you can't understand me, you can't know me, because you can't limit me. I am that I am. Tell him I am sent you. Well, Jesus told you I am sent you. I am telling you I am sent you. I know you. I know that you were supposed to be part of God. You're supposed to love each other as yourselves. You worry about this life, don't worry about this life. When this life is over, I will still be. I am. I know when the Father says, I'm done, here. But only here. Things will change. That's what being a Christian means. Understanding that you are, and you are one with I am. That's what Jesus gave you. He told you all about it. Did you spend time listening? Have you thought about it? Do you know what it means? Are you really a Christian? If you can't know these things, how do you think you're going to feel when he looks at you and says, I don't know you? When you say, Lord, Lord, and he says, I don't know you. Because you have not learned, you have not listened, you have not cared. You don't understand value. You don't understand love. You want to separate the Father. Can't be done. Many churches teach that if you love God, you got to hate these people over here because they don't know my God. They know God. They may know him as a different individual or a different name, but they know God. So for you to say that they're separate doesn't mean anything. They are still the Father's children, and the Father loves them. You look at the Muslim faith. The Muslim faith, they know God. The God of Ishmael is the same God of Isaac, of David, of Abraham. He is the same God. They celebrate the same God. Now, there are sections of that organization or that troop or that religion that buys what the men say, what Muhammad said. Well, let me tell you, Muhammad was one, but there are many, many more. Daniel. There are thousands of prophets that have been sent. But the prophets, the true prophets, say, listen to the Father. Don't listen to me. I'm only here to help you find him, not to make him for you, and not to point him out for you. You have to understand that. You need to know it, not me. When I'm done and when this place is finished, all I want is to be able to go to the Father and have him open his arms and embrace me and say, well done, my good and faithful servant. If I can just do that, that will be plenty. Has nothing to do with who is or who isn't there. God is there, and that's what counts to me. Do I want to hold anybody out of there? No. God wants everybody to judge themselves. I will hold you accountable to how you judge yourself. And if you can't answer these questions, don't call yourself a Christian, because you're not. If you don't understand the difference between sacrifice and mercy, which is what Jesus taught, you're not really a Christian. You may like to claim it because it makes you look good in the eyes of men, but you're not. You are the ones that he will say, I don't know you, because you did not try to be as he was. You did not try to learn what he said. You did not care enough to apply yourself, to listen, to open your heart to your brethren, and most of all, to love the Father of us all. So, to all those people out there who call themselves Christians, I would say take a good hard look at yourself before you call yourself that. And to those people who are not Christians, God is still the Father of all. Jesus came as a way of pointing out how he wanted you to behave, just like Moses' law came to show you directions on how to behave. Well, Jesus came to show you how to be, how to live, how to love. That was all. And you killed him. Because you want to do what men say, and you want men to be the determinant. But they're not. So, I don't care if you're a Christian or you're not. If you understand what Jesus told you, and you live your life the way he said, you may not call yourself a Christian, but you are. Because I was in my Father is in me, and we are one. That's what counts. Find your way back to the one. I love you. I hope you have a great day. See ya.